good evening, and thank you for joining us for the Penn Summer New Student Orientation. We're really glad that you could be with us this evening. Before we get started, I just want to let you all know that you can text any questions that you have throughout this broadcast to the number below. We'll be sure to take a lot of breaks to answer them, and we'll definitely wrap up with a question and answer session at the end. Well, before we begin, we should introduce ourselves. My name is Abby Shepard, and this is my colleague, Jamie Kelly. I'm sure that you've all have received a couple of emails from us at least during your registration and enrollment process, but if you haven't, you can definitely feel free to reach out to us anytime throughout the summer. So before we begin, we just want to welcome you to campus. Remember that you are a Penn student for the summer, so you have access to all of the resources and support across campus. But as a student, it is your responsibility to register and succeed on campus. And we're here today really to give you all the tools that you'll need to do that. So let's just get started. The first thing that you're definitely going to do when you come to campus, or even before that actually to register for classes, is to set up your Penn key. So what is a Penn key? Your Penn key is your student ID card. You use it to register for classes, receive bills, create your Penn email address. It's really your key to the university. It's also used to access online systems such as Canvas, which is an online learning tool that most of your classes will use, and library resources. So to get your Penn key, what you're going to be getting is a Penn key setup code. This happens after you submit your intent to enroll, and you'll receive this code via email or in the mail approximately 1 week after you submit your enrollment. If more than a week has passed since you submitted your intent to enroll, please feel free to text us or email us. Our email address, in case anyone needs it, is summer@sas.upenn.edu. And we will connect you over with Student Services, who can email you a new Penn key setup code. So after you get that code, the next step in before you come to Penn this summer is to go ahead and set up your SAS email address or your School of Arts and Sciences email address. So we're going to go ahead here and pull up that web page for SAS Computing. This is where you're going to go ahead and set up that email address. So as it states right on the page, as an SAS student, you will create an email address that's based on your Penn key. That's why it's so important to set up that Penn key first so you can move on to this next step. So for example, let's say your Penn key is B. Franklin. Your email address is going to be bfranklin@sas.upenn.edu. And I do want to just specify that this is the address that's going to be entered for you in the Penn directory, and is also the email address that your professors, advisors, and others at Penn will use to communicate with you. Probably most importantly, this is the email address that you're going to be getting any billing information. So you definitely want to be sure to check it. Since you would be a visiting Penn student, it might be best to actually have that email address forwarded to an existing email account, maybe one that you kind of check a little more frequently. Again, the website right here has instructions for you to do that. So after you go ahead and set up your Penn key and get your email address, when you actually arrive on campus, you're going to want to get your Penn card. This is the card that you're going to be using to get around campus. It's your student identification card for students, faculty, staff, and other members of the university community. It's used for building access, library services, and if you choose to have a dining plan, you're going to want to use that card to go ahead and get your food in the dining halls. So this card can be obtained at the Penn bookstore. Again, let's pull up that website just so we have, you guys know where that location is. Here we go, the Penn card website. Again, this is at the bookstore, which is on 36 on Walnut. You have all of the hours located there, and there's even an email address on the website just in case you have any questions about getting your Penn card when you arrive on campus. Again, you're going to do that once you already come to Philadelphia. So let's see, it looks like we have a couple, maybe 1 or 2 questions coming in, so let's go ahead and answer some of those now. The first question states, can I take business courses? So, do you want?
Sure. I'm happy to answer that question. So, one of the wonderful things about Penn Summer is that there is a great amount of access to coursework here at Penn. And that actually includes courses, undergraduate courses at Wharton, which is the School of Business here at Penn. So as a visiting student to Penn this summer, you are able to take courses at Wharton. And I want to mention, now that we have a few questions in, to continue to send your questions to the number right there, 267-332-1137. Please text us your questions so we can answer them for you.
So we have another question that we can answer pretty quickly. Can I live on campus? So this is something that we're actually going to talk about towards the end of the broadcast, but the short answer is absolutely. You can live on campus, and it's a pretty easy process to obtain housing. And then let's do one more question before we move on. I've registered for a course. When will I get my bill?
So actually, I am about to cover that, so why don't we use that to leeway into the next section that we're going to speak about. All right. So there are many students coming here this summer to study here at Penn, and I'm sure that you're all very excited to be in Philadelphia, to enjoy the Penn community, but I think the top reason that you're here is to take courses at Penn, and so what I want to do is talk to you about that. As a student in the Penn Summer Program, you can enroll in courses from the $4.99 level to below. So you have a great access to courses here at Penn, as we said, about 300 courses here at the university. And there are many undergraduate schools. Someone had texted us about business courses at Wharton. And there's also access to courses in other schools at Penn outside the School of Arts and Sciences. One thing to note when we talk about billing later on is that different schools may have different tuition rates. And so when you go to the Penn Summer website, it'll list the tuition rates for each school, and so I encourage you to do that. The first thing I want to talk about, and this is especially important for those of you that plan to transfer courses back to a home institution, is syllabi. Syllabi are for the most part located on the Penn Summer website. If not, once you enroll in a course, you'll often find information and syllabus for the course listed on Canvas. If you're not familiar with Canvas, Canvas is the learning management system we use here at Penn. At other schools, they may use a system called Blackboard, and it's similar in its design to that system. And it's a fantastic system. Students can utilize it for course updates. They can view lecture notes from their classes, and also participate in group discussion boards with students. And they'll often, as I mentioned, find the syllabus on that website. And for information on purchasing books and course materials, you'll find that in the syllabus as well. Many courses offer books at the Penn bookstore at 36th and Walnut Street, but if there is another location, they'll have that listed in the syllabus. So I want to pull up a website for you, and many of you have already used this website. For those of you that haven't, this is the first time that you'll see it, and it's called Penn in Touch. All right, so here is my glamorous photo the first day I started here at Penn. And you can see even I am enrolled in summer courses if you look up here in the upper right-hand corner. Penn in Touch is one of the most crucial systems that you'll use as a student here at Penn. What you use Penn in Touch for, first and foremost, as a new student here for Penn Summer, is registering for courses. And you do that through the registration and planning link at the top. Other things that you utilize it for. Penn in Touch is used to access your academic records. You use it to request your transcripts. You can view student billing and payment information, update your emergency contacts and your address information. And also, when you register for a course, you can find out where the class is located by going into the course and clicking on the building. A map will pop up with the exact location of your course. Another important thing to mention, and I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, but this is the perfect screen to discuss this. Under your photograph in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you will find the name of your academic advisor. And I'm going to talk a little bit about academic advising later, but this is a good time to take a look at that if you are in Penn in Touch, and also click on that name and see that an email pops up. So we'll get back to that in a minute. All right, I'm back. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the academic calendar here at Penn. This is a really important thing to pay attention to because, as you know, Penn Summer offers 5.5-week and 11-week sessions, so they're quite compressed compared to a normal, calendar year course, which has its benefits in that you can get your coursework done quickly and maybe travel a little bit this summer. But it also means that important dates and deadlines come up quite quickly. So I'm going to pull that up next. So I apologize, you're not going to get to see my face again, so we'll move on from there. All right, so here is the Penn Summer academic calendar. This can be found on the Penn Summer website. And so I highly encourage you to bookmark this page on your personal website, on your personal internet site, and also maybe put several of these days in your personal calendar. That's something when I meet with students, I recommend that they do. And so I want to talk to you about a few of the dates on the academic calendar here. The first date that I want to talk about, and probably the most important date, is the one listed here, and I'm going to point to it. The last day to add a course/drop a course with no financial obligation. So something that's very important for a visiting student here at Penn is that if you do not continue to attend a course, it is not the same as dropping a course. You want to make sure to drop a course in Penn and Touch if you're not able to attend. And if you drop the course by the add-drop deadline, you will not be charged tuition for that course. And so I definitely encourage you to look at these dates and add them to your calendar. If you have any questions about the dates and deadlines that are listed here, I encourage you to text us at the number on the screen. I encourage you to email us at summer@sas.upenn.edu, or I encourage you to meet with your academic advisor, and I'll have more information on that in just a moment. I'm going to go straight into one more page, and that is the billing schedule. One of the most common questions, I don't know about you, Abby, but one of the most common questions I get is, when will I receive a bill?
Well, absolutely. That just makes sense. You want to know when you have to pay for these courses.
Okay, perfect. So I'm not off on that. So when it comes to paying for courses, when you register for a course, you will not necessarily receive a bill immediately. There is a billing schedule, and that's managed through Student Financial Services at Penn. And so what I want you to do is just take a quick look at the upcoming bills that will be sent out. So for example, if you just registered for a Summer Session 1 course today, or an 11-week course, the next bill that goes out is on May 27th, and it will be due by June 17th. Or let's say you registered for a Summer Session 2 course. The first bill that goes out for Summer Session 2 will be June 30th, and it will be due on July 29th. You will receive information from Student Financial Services on how to pay your bill, and that's through a service called Penn Pay. Perfect. So lastly, I want to talk about the academic advising that I've been mentioning. So as a visiting student here for Penn Summer, you have access to an academic advisor here at Penn, and we encourage you to set up an appointment with your academic advisor. I mentioned that when you're in Penn and Touch and you're set up in that system, you'll see your academic advisor on the bottom left hand of your screen. But I want to tell you a little bit about the services they offer. So you're assigned an academic advisor, and what they can help you with is course selection. You know, what course is right for you? Am I prepared for Calculus 1 or should I take pre-calculus? And they can help you with those decisions. Getting around campus, what's going on, you know, they're perfect for that. And so with your academic advisor, you'll see that you can email them through Penn and Touch. And I also have a phone number where you can set up an appointment with your academic advisor. And that phone number is 215-746-7040. All right, well, we have a few more questions in, and we're going to take a break to answer those questions. And so we want to encourage you to text in your questions because we only have a final Q&A session at the end, and we want to make sure to get back to you. And so the number for your questions is 267-332-1137. All right.
All right, so the first question that we have here is, where do I go to pay for my courses? Again, something that I just want to mention, when your bill comes through, you'll remember that you will get a notification that's sent to your SAS email address. Again, that's a really important reason to set up that email address, as well as having it possibly forwarded to maybe your Gmail account or your home institution email address that you might check more frequently. So in there will be a link for Penn Pay, which is where you actually go and pay your bills. It's extremely easy. I know Jamie and I have both taken classes, so you can actually get it hooked up to your, you can do direct deposit on there, and you can also access Penn Pay through Penn in Touch. So there's a number of ways to go in to pay your bill. So the next question that we have, I will be commuting. Is there a Penn shuttle from 30th Street Station to campus?
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that's a great question.
So we haven't had a chance to mention this, and that's a fantastic question. Commuting is really, I don't think there could be sort of a better way to get around than using public transportation here in the city of Philadelphia. I started working at Penn about 2.5 years ago. I had a car. I never imagined my life without a car. And I'll tell you, about 6 months into working here at Penn, I sold that car. I rely fully on public transportation here. And another really nice thing about being a student here at Penn and having your Penn card is that there are several modes of transportation that get you around the campus, and there's no charge with your Penn card. And that's the Lucy, and that goes through West Philadelphia, around campus, and also even goes into Center City as well. And there's also a great deal of buses and subways with SEPTA, which is what I use to commute every day. And so we absolutely encourage you to do so. You can take the train into 30th Street Station, and as we mentioned, there's a stop there with a free shuttle. It's also not a bad walk either, especially during the summer.
Absolutely.
So there are a lot of options. And if you do have questions about how to get to campus, again, please text or email us because we're happy to answer those questions for you.
Absolutely. All right, and the final question that we'll address before moving on is, how do I sign into Canvas? So again, this always comes back to the Penn key, I feel. When you log in to Canvas, you do log in, at least the way I have it set up, is using your Penn key and the password that you create, again, with that Penn key setup code. I can't stress enough, if you've submitted your intent to enroll and it's been about maybe a week or a week and a half and you didn't receive that Penn key setup code either through email or through the regular mail, definitely feel free to email us. Again, the email address to reach myself and Jamie is summer@sas.upenn.edu. Feel free to call or text us in. We just want to get you connected with student services as quickly as possible so we can, you can get your Penn key set up and go through the next steps. So when you arrive to campus, all you have to do is pick up your Penn card and go to your class.
In 6 days.
Oh, in 6 days. It
6 days.
Comes up so quickly. Yeah. So let's move on to our final segment here. I'm pretty excited to do these next two topics just because we're straying away now from bills and classes to actually coming to campus. So the first thing I do want to address is housing, dining, and we did talk about transportation a little bit, but I'll also go through that again.
Sorry.
No, it's no problem. So let's pull up the residential services website. So if you want to come on campus and live on campus, this is a pretty important website for you to get into. So we'll just move over, switch away from billing. Oh, the session is timed out.
Here, I can go.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll go ahead and address some of the quick things on that website. So Penn Hospitality Services is where you're going to go ahead and put in an application, as they call it, for housing. It's really just letting hospitality services know to expect, to get a room available for you. Oh, here we go. Summer housing. Perfect. Housing is available for 5.5-week summer sessions as well as the full 11-week session. They have everything from private apartments. As you can see here, it does the cost does change a little bit on depending on what you get. Your private bedroom with a shared bathroom, a shared bedroom, and they do break it down by week, which is why you're able to do it just for the 5.5 weeks if that's what you choose. Dining plans are also available. Yep, there we go. We can scroll down a little bit. They have different options for you, whatever's best for you. There's plenty of great places to eat on campus. It might make it easier kind of going between classes, grabbing something really quickly. Again, you'll want to have your Penn card on you because that's where they're going to take that money off of. But if you choose not to have a dining plan, I'm sure Jamie and I can recommend tons of great restaurants on campus and in the city for you to eat at. So again, quickly touching upon transportation once again, going to and from campus as commuters is extremely easy. I also live in Philadelphia. I don't have a car. I can't imagine having a car. And I walk to work every day. I live right in the area. Before that, I used to take SEPTA in. The subway systems are great. The trolley is great for getting around. Penn also does have, again, a shuttle service that kind of goes around. If you just do a quick Google for the Penn shuttle service, you'll be able to see the routes that they take. And the Lucy bus is another great option that we have. 30th Street Station and University City Station for the regional rail is also around campus. So if you're coming and staying maybe with friends or family who live outside of Philadelphia, it's still really easy to come and take classes on campus. So the final thing that we want to touch on is, again, probably one of my favorites, life on campus. So what are you going to do when you're not in class or studying every day? We really encourage you to take advantage of everything that Penn has to offer. Again, you are a Penn student for the summer, so you have access to all of the same really cool things, lectures, museums, sometimes music on campus. So definitely take advantage of all of that. You can always check out the Penn Summer website. We do have a nice link on there. Even if you're new to the Philadelphia area, you might want to see some of those cool tourist attractions or where to get the best cheesesteak at. Use your Penn card. I can tell you an example of a place I like to go with my Penn card is the Penn Museum. It's completely free. So you just walk in, they swipe your card, and then you have a whole museum to explore. And definitely explore campus. There's, again, like I stated before, there's a lot going on here all year round, and that's even true during the summer.
Maybe even more true.
I know, right? So let's go ahead and do our last question and answer session, and then we'll wrap up. Again, feel free to keep texting us questions. Again, always email or call us. Jamie and I are really here for you all summer long. So if you have any questions during your time here, definitely let us know. We're really looking forward to having all of you on campus. All right, so let's look at question number 1. If a course requires a prerequisite, do I need to show that I've completed that prereq equivalent at my current school? Absolutely. That's a great question.
So the fact is, when you're registering for a course, you very well might be able to register for a course without having shown that you've done the prerequisite. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do as a student is to contact the academic department if you have any concerns about the level of preparedness that you have for a course. So if you're registered for, a 200 level biology course, and you're not 100% sure if the course that you took at your undergraduate institution prepares you for that course, reach out to the biology department or reach out to your academic advisor. Let them know the course that you've taken and ask them if you're prepared. And the reason that I'm saying that is actually mostly for you, because we all want you to be extremely successful in your courses. And so therefore, it's really important to know that you're prepared for the courses you registered for.
Absolutely. How safe is campus? Well, I think I'm pretty a great person to ask that question too, since I live right off campus. Again, I walk to work every day, to my classes every day and home. I can say that I do see public safety patrolling all of the time, so I feel perfectly safe. There's lights all over campus, call boxes, and there's always students around campus. I really feel that student life at Penn is wonderful, and there's stuff going on almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also in the summer. So I can say from my personal experiences that I feel completely safe on Penn's campus.
One of the things, if you don't mind me adding, that I'd like to recommend, so some of the courses I've taken here at Penn can go late into the evening, 9:30, and there is an amazing service if you go to the public safety website where you basically contact them and someone will come meet you and walk you wherever you're going. For one of the courses I took, I had about a 6-block walk and it was late in the evening, and I really think that that is the best way to go. if it's late at night and you have any concerns whatsoever, and they are above and beyond more than happy to take you wherever that you need to go and make sure that you're safe. And so we encourage you to utilize that service.
And don't forget to check out the Penn shuttle system. Those buses run pretty late into the evening, and they pick you up right from campus, and they go really north, south, east, and west out of campus into the city. So that's another great service to utilize.
Absolutely.
All right, our final question. I received my code to set up my Penn key, but how do I set it up? So setting up your Penn key is pretty easy, and there should be instructions within that email. The first thing that you're going to do is that they'll assign you a Penn key, and you'll go ahead, and I believe they also send you a passcode. I know there's a couple security questions that you can answer just in case you forget your password to your Penn key. You can easily retrieve it. But if you are having any questions about it, I would recommend you can call the Penn key office, or you can call Jamie or myself or student services. Any of us can kind of help walk you through that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you have that setup code, that means you're pretty much there. And so we just want to get you your Penn key, and then everything falls in line after that, and we can get you registered for courses.
Absolutely. So hopefully, Jamie and I have gotten you pretty excited for Penn Summer. If you haven't already started the enrollment process, it's really no sweat. There's still plenty of time. If you want to come in Summer 1 or Summer 2 or even the 11th week, there's still time to enroll. I would encourage you all to go to the Penn Summer website. You'll click on Penn Summer Session, and then there's actually different choices. So if you're a Penn employee, there's a link, a visiting student, a current undergrad, there's ways to go ahead and get in there. It's a two-step process. First, what you're going to do is enroll in Penn Summer. Once you click on that enroll button, there's actually a wonderful video that goes through the enrollment process. It generally won't take anywhere between 20, maybe 30 minutes. It's really quick. As soon as we receive that form, I will actually be the one to go ahead and process it. I try to do them as quickly as possible because I know we're getting pretty close to the start of classes. And then you'll receive a really important email from me that just asks you to go in and submit your intent to enroll. Again, that's what's going to prompt that Penn key setup code to be sent out to you, and that really gets the ball rolling on getting you here for the summer. And then after that, it's just registering for your classes and showing up on campus. So definitely, again, feel free to go ahead. If you have any questions during that process, give us a call. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to text them. Even now, we'll be on standby to answer any of your questions. The number again is 267-332-1137.
And most importantly, welcome to Penn.
Absolutely.
We're happy to have you. Have a great day.